Hi, my beauties. It's almost 1 in the morning and I nothing better to do. Just waiting on my husband to get home from work. And I decided to make a video. Why not? What I thought I would do is give you some makeup hacks. They're so not in order. So I'll probably be jumping from like foundations to eyes to lips to concealers to whatever. Just a moment. And yes, it is almost 1 o'clock. Sorry about that. My daughter just got home from work and of course there was noise outside, so they had to defend. So one of the first hacks is when you're applying your foundation, you really should go from the center out and up. What this does is you don't get that buildup going around the perimeter of your face, creating a mask. So, you know, if you're gonna go outward and up, kind of like you do your moisturizer, just center out and up. Never really want to go down because in time everything will go down. But it just kind of gives a more natural look because it'll sheer out more toward the ends. When wearing perfume, if you want it to last all day, spritzing it in strategic places like behind the ears, behind the knees, your belly button, your hair, down your back, inside your elbows. It'll stay with you a lot longer than just spraying the cloud and walking through. Hit those strategic places, and some of them are actually pulse points. So every time your heart's beating, sending out those aromas. For those of you with oily skin, you're out and about, you don't have any blotting papers. Tissue's going to take your makeup right off. And if you don't take care of it, it's going to slide off. Go into the restroom. Get a toilet seat cover. Tear you off a piece. Great blotting paper for free. And then also, this is something that I always do, and if you've seen any of my get ready videos where I've done my mascara on camera, always comb. Pay no mind, that's actually kind of stained. I really want a metal one, because in cleaning, I will show you, because this one's actually newer. See how it's missing some teeth there? It didn't handle cleaning and me trying to get in between too well. But basically, when you comb through your lashes, it separates them, it helps remove any clumps. Okay, just kind of gives you a more natural look to your lashes. When you're trying out foundation for colors, we've always, you know, either tried matching our face or putting a little swatch on our hand or inside our arm. You're not really trying to match your arms. You want to match your neck. So taking foundation, starting here, just coming down like that, and you'll see where, you know, you might think it matches because it's here, but when you get here, it's no longer matching. And what you see matching here kind of looks a little off on your face, and you're like, but you want a cohesive look. When you're just darkening your eyebrow hair, you want to use like multiple flicks of pencil, or if you're like me, I just get a little angled brush and I use eyeshadow. Right now this is pretty vulgar. You don't want to just do a single line, because it's really not going to have a more natural effect to it. Okay? You want to do short strokes in the way that the hair goes, so that way it just has a little more natural look. And then what I do after that, I just had it. Here we go. After that, I take a spoolie and I just kind of go upward with it, and I kind of brush like that, and then come through and just lightly get the hairs to curve. What that does when you're kind of shaking the spoolie in like that is it's getting the excess off of the skin that you don't need and kind of lightening it up and giving a more natural look again. You also want to make sure that the front part and the tail are lighter than the arch part, again giving a more natural look. I will be right back. Okay, so the girl child comes home and then she leaves. Where was I? Oh, if you're out of toner, you can use a mixture of apple cider vinegar with water, and that'll restore the pH in your skin. It's always a good idea to have some apple cider vinegar or white vinegar, because like you get sunburned, it'll put the moisture back in your skin. Vinegar has so many properties that I could probably do a whole video on that. Another thing for oily skin is to make sure you're using like a matte blush, bronzer, concealer, okay? Because otherwise you're just going to look even more shinier, unless you're just oily here in the T, okay? Then shine on. But just a tip. Also, I know we're kind of coming to the end of summer and the warm weather, but some people are taking vacations to warmer places. Some of you might be already like California, Florida, Texas. When you're getting into a pool or into the ocean, wet your hair first. It'll protect your hair from the chlorine or salt. Because if you think about it, if it's dry and you go in, it's going to soak all that up. But if it's wet and you go in, it's not, because it's already got the wetness in it. So it's not going to keep pulling more in. And that's just a little tip for you. When you're using skin products, you want to layer. You want to go lightest to heaviest. Okay? You also want to make sure you're letting it sink in between layers. So you do your toner, and that's going to dry really quick because that's super light. Then you do a serum. It's going to take a little bit longer. Usually what I do is I just kind of gently press when I do a serum to kind of help get it to sink in. Once it's sunk in, then you could do your moisturizer, your eye cream, and SPF if you're going out. But always, you know, like I said, lightest to heaviest when you're layering is the general rule. You can help with frizz because my hair is naturally curly. So, I haven't been really doing up the curls of late because I go through times when I'm just like, put some gel in it, shake it out, and go. Then there's other times when, you know, to keep it from being so hard, I actually kind of do a little Pocahontas thing, and I have 2 braids, and I sleep with it like that. And then, you know, I'll pull the braid out, and then I'll do curls with my curling iron so that it's not so just stick straight. And it holds the curl really well because it's naturally curly. But you can reduce the frizz. Got off on a tangent, sorry. You can reduce frizz by towel drying your hair with a t-shirt. It's much better than terry cloth. It's not going to soak up all the moisture out of your hair. You might still have some frizz, but it'll be a lot less. I know that they sell like the microfiber turban things. You can just go get a t-shirt. Doesn't matter. We all know about UV rays on our skin, lips, eyes. Okay, we take all the precautions for that. You know, there's SPF in our makeup. There's lip balms with SPF. We wear sunglasses. Because UV rays are constant. It does not have to be bright and sunny outside for you to have to worry about that. But if you have a part in your hair, okay, or your hair's just real thin, you're going to want to dust it with like an SPF powder. But you want to kind of make it more translucent so that you don't have like dark or white or anything like that. My babies think it's playtime. But that'll help protect your scalp and your roots, because, you know, everybody's like, oh, gotta put all this on the ends of my hair. Well, if you're taking care of your roots, you don't have to worry so much about your ends, because the hair will grow out healthy. Just a tip. Every night. I'm surprised Marley hasn't gotten the zoomies. He likes to do that. He'll sing from one end to the other. Like a cat that way. If you ever wondered if you'll look good with short hair or not, measure your neck. If your neck is 2 1/4 inch or shorter, short hair will look beautiful. If it's longer than that, you really don't want the short hair because it's going to just accentuate that length. Mine happens to be more than that. Doesn't look like it because of all the fat right now. Guys, settle. you can also use concealer to make your lips pop. So if you've got that beautiful red that you really just want it to just knock them dead and pop out, use, again, I just use one of the angled brushes, or I use a flat edge brush and just dab concealer and then just kind of blend it out. And I use like a real light color, and that's what just makes it go bam in your face. It's really good for if you're using reds, because reds, you really want that crisp edges. Applying white or nude eyeliner, like in the waterline, will make your eyes look more awake. It'll make them seem larger. So, you know, if you have small eyes, you really don't want to do black or dark colors in that waterline. You can do it under the waterline, but in that area, you just really want to do like white or a nude. So that way, it doesn't close your eyes off, because you don't want to go around like looking like this, where, you know, no one can see your eyes. So, just a tip. When you're parting your hair for any kind of like hairstyle, you want to do it quick. You'll get a straighter line. If you do it slow, it's going to be shaky, and you might, you know, unless you're trying to get a jagged line, then by all means do it slow. When doing a cat eye, there's a couple of tips. I think I have somewhere in my notes elsewhere, but one of the tips for doing a cat eye, it's easier to connect dots. So if you put like a dot here, then here, then here, and just kind of map it out with some dots of where you're going to do the lines, and then just connect the lines, it'll look better. Another thing that you can do, I don't happen to have a clean spoon near me, but take the handle of a spoon and kind of go from the edge of your nose to the edge of your brow. Hold the spoon there, and then draw your line. Then, I think my daughter's right, just shut up. She doesn't drive. Then, if you take the spoon, the curved part that you eat your cereal with, and put that over your eye so it kind of hugs, you use that round edge to complete that cat eye. Because it's metal, it's not going to move unless you move it, which is probably something I would do, because I haven't actually tried that one. I might try it though. A real cute look for the hair that looks like it was very intricately done. Do 2 braids, low and in the back. Okay, tie them off. Then you want to connect the 2 with some bobby pins, okay, that are like hidden within it, and it really looks pretty. Try it out sometime. I've said this before. Your mascara. I've seen on more than one occasion, this is just my primer. because it was sitting here. More than one occasion where someone's taking it and pumping. You don't want to do that because you're pumping air in. The air is going to get bacteria. It's not going to last longer. Just kind of roll it around as you're pulling it out. And then that way, you know, you'll have the same effect. Another tip, somewhere else in my notes. If you have a mascara that's drying out and it has not expired yet, sometimes they do that. You can get saline solution that you use for like contacts. Put a drop or two in it. Use your brush and just kind of swirl it around, mix it up. Boom. No more dry mascara. And also, if you like how your hair looks with mousse, but you don't like the foam or you can't really get it to work well with foam, take the mousse into an empty spray bottle you can get at Walmart, Target, okay, Kroger, Safeway, Acme, whichever, you know, place that you can get just empty spray bottles. Take the mousse, spray it into the spray bottle. And what it'll do is it'll liquefy, and you can just spray that on your hair and still get the same benefits and things that the mousse does, not messing with the foam. Let's see here. Oh. I had popcorn earlier, sorry. That's why I keep messing with my teeth. If you wear a hairpiece to make your hair look fuller or longer, however you're using it, generally speaking, they're unnaturally shiny. You can still have the shiniest hair. That hairpiece will be shinier. What you can do, a little dry shampoo, put it on it, work it through. You still have that shine, but it's not, you know, it's more natural. So, another tip for those with oily skin. Use a gel moisturizer in your T-zone if you're more prone to being oily there. Then use a cream elsewhere. The gel just kind of is better when the skin's oily. And you do want to moisturize even with oily skin. Because what happens is, if you don't, the skin kind of dries out, and then it freaks out, and it produces more oil. So to kind of keep the oil at bay, you want to use a moisturizer, but you want to use it for oily skin. You know, you don't want to use the same one that says dry skin. But, you know, you want to try to prevent from that excess sebum, okay? And trust me, I've told my daughter, I've told my future daughter-in-law, because my daughter doesn't listen to me, but my future daughter-in-law does. Moisturize. If you're young and you're watching this, moisturize, 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 moisturize. I wish I had listened to my mother, okay? Because that's what's going to keep these little fine lines at bay. You will get them as you get older, but you can keep it from being so bad. Think Raquel Welch. She looks better. Shoot. Even though she's got a good 30 years on me, I would like to look like her. And also, don't tug. When you're doing eyeliner, you naturally want to, you know, just kind of pull it up. You don't want to do that because that's just going to create all this crepiness and fine lines. Trust me, I know because I've got them, because I've done that. Also, rubbing your eyes, did that too. An old school trick. Let's see here. Alright. This eyeliner is a kohl, what they call a kohl liner. It goes on really stiff and hard, and trying to smudge it out, forget it. You can make it glide on like a gel by taking a lighter and just for 1 second putting that tip in. Let it cool for about 15 seconds before touching it to your eyeball. Trust me, made that mistake when I was about 15. And I wasn't supposed to be wearing makeup, and so I couldn't tell my mom that I like burned the daylights out of my eyeball. But that's just an old school trick. It makes it glide, and it's beautiful. Coloring your eyelids with like an opaque white, it's going to make the colors just pop and be vibrant and stand out. Okay? So if you're using bright colors, you want to do that white as a base. If you're wanting just the intensity of a color, but you're not wanting it to just pop, use a black base, an opaque black, and that's going to just intensify those colors. So like if you have jewel tones, do a black base and do the jewel tones. Be real pretty. An easy smoky eye is to draw a slanted hashtag on the outer portion of the eye, and then taking a smudger brush and smudging that in and up. It's going to give you just a really easy smoky eye. A little mascara, you're good to go. If you're really bad at doing mascara, now one thing that I've always done, and I tell people, I do my bottom lashes first, because when I do them, I look down into my mirror. Okay? So what's going to happen is if my top ones are already done, they're doing little dot marks. So that way I do the bottom and then I do my top. But if you're really bad about doing the top and you get it all over all the time, get you a spoon, put it between the lid and the eyelash. Okay? Go to town. Makes it less messy. There's the saline. Oh, and if you have eyelash glue, now this one that I have, I just got in the Allure box. See how it does have a brush on it? That makes it real easy to apply the glue to the band of the false eyelashes. If your glue does not have that and it's just kind of like one of those little squeezy things, I don't carry bobby pins, but you can use a bobby pin to apply it. I use a toothpick. Squeeze the glue onto the end of the toothpick. Run that toothpick along the band line. Trick, once you put the glue on, let it set for about half a minute. So it's nice and tacky when you go to put it on your lid and it's not sliding every which way and getting glue everywhere. Trust me, 'cause that's a pain. You can, if you want to, like, really make your lipstick last, put a tissue up against your mouth, get translucent powder, and just brush over. It'll transfer through the tissue and set your lips. Also, drink through a straw. That'll, you know, because if you're drinking just without one, you won't keep your lipstick on for long. Also, a trick. I know people with oily skin have a hard time keeping foundation on their nose. A trick to that is use an eyeshadow primer, okay, setting spray, and then when you go to put your foundation on, just stipple it. And you'll find that it'll adhere better and stay longer. And I haven't actually tried this myself, but I've heard this tip so many times. My daughter may be back already. Hey, it's what, guys? It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Hold, please. Okay. And I forgot what I was saying. Oh. It's a trick that I've heard a lot, and I've never actually used myself. But warming the mascara with your body heat makes it apply easier and also prevents clumps. Now, you can do this by just sticking it down your cleavage, under your thigh, however you want to use your body heat. Okay? It's supposed to really, really work. And also setting your eyeliner. Okay? Because I've had this on now almost 12 hours. Because it's 1:05 right now. And I did my makeup before 3. So, to keep the eyeliner from migrating all over the place, you want to set it. So, say for example, get a black eyeshadow and dust that over to set it. If you use blue, do blue, and so forth. With me, I have a tendency to just do translucent powder and not worry about it. Oh, and liquid eyeliner pens. And this makes so much sense. And I'm guilty of not doing it. Store them upside down. And that way the liquid goes to the top. So when you're using it, it's not dry. It keeps, you know, especially if you're using like a felt tip or a brush tip, it keeps that from getting so dried out as well. So that you can still get your clean lines. Last one. Oh, you can make a little spatula out of a straw. If any of you have ever been to a 7-Eleven and gotten a Slurpee, you know how the straw looks like it's a little shovel at the bottom? Get a straw, cut out part of it, voila, instant little shovel. And you're probably wondering, why would I want to do that? Well, have you ever gotten to the bottom of a foundation, a moisturizer, or something like that, and you're like, can't get this last bit out? Spatula. Because we spend way too much on those products to not use every last drop. Keep seeing something out of the corner of my eye. Now me, I have an avalanche waiting to happen. Of course it would be behind where I have everything. At Walmart, I bought a mini spatula just for that purpose of being able to get, because like I go to Sephora and I get samples, and they always put them in those little tubs. You can never get all of it out. Now you can. This is like my best friend. And I also use the bottom of it. It's perfect for if you want to mix foundations. And that's another tip too. For those of you with dry skin, like me. There's some foundations that are notorious for being even more drying. Like Fenty Beauty is one. I've had NARS look very dry on me, but I have like a Sahara going on my face. But basically, if you get a foundation that's, you know, anything that says matte, it's going to be drying. Put a little bit on your hand or on a plate or whatever. Put a drop of argan oil into it. It will not change the color, the consistency, or how it wears. It will, however, give you that extra moisture so that it's not cracking everywhere. I've also been using Makeup Revolution hyaluronic acid fix setting spray. That acid can hold like 1K of its little molecule size of moisture, and it will draw moisture in. So like just from the air, it will pull moisture from the air into the skin. I've also been using like 2 or 3 times, I think, the CoverGirl, let's see, Healthy Elixir. And for a drugstore brand, I'm liking it. Like I can see right now I have, you know, a little bit of settling in my 11s, okay, and so forth. But even with wearing my glasses, I don't really have bad marks here. And turn on the magnifying part. Around the nose doesn't look bad. The forehead, because of the lines, you know, and the texture. When I'm actually using the Drunk Elephant Baby Facial, that stuff is so worth it. The discoloration is lightening up just with 2 uses. 2. Just 2. Everybody's been telling me. And I'm like, and how soft my face has been, smoother. So the makeup's applying so much nicer. So hopefully I keep doing that, and this is going to start looking better. But that's kind of just some little tricks that I do personally. I keep micellar water nearby, along with Q-tips, so that inevitably, when I get the fallout under my eyes, I just grab a Q-tip, dip it in my micellar water, smear it around, take the other end that's dry, and right off. So that's real good. And eyeshadow primer. Let me tell you something. This right here is the best. Because again, I've had this on since at least 3. And I want to say it was actually closer to 2. So sometime between 2 or 3 this afternoon. It is now 1:13. You can see it's not creasing. The color's still there. Okay? And that's all because of this primer. I put this on. I take like a cream color. Now, I did use a white because of the look that I was trying to do, but I normally use a cream color and set it, and then do whatever look I'm doing. And that's been a really good trick. Other than that, just to remind you, even if you use like a color switch, or I think the when the Boxycharm comes and it has the, I don't even know what you call it, the foam thing, the black foam, you can use that as a color switch. You still have to wash your brushes. Now, you don't have to do it every single time, but at least once a week, wash your brushes. You can use a, I feel like I missed a whole section of tips. You can use I guess I didn't. You can use a gentle facial cleanser. Okay, I happen to like the Beauty Blender Solid. I buy that. You can use like dish soap, but you really want to use something that's mild and gentle. So I would suggest maybe something like the Blue Dawn that, you know, they use on animals that have been in oil spills and such. But at least clean them out once a week. And I recently discovered I have like 2 of these full. And that's not even all my brushes. But this little pail, and it's 10, was $1. And I have 2 of them. And it makes for a great brush holder. You don't need fancy stuff. Fancy stuff looks nice, but I'm like, whatever works. That's my motto. So, with that, if you like what you saw, ring the bell, smash thumbs up, leave me a comment, and if you want to challenge me to do a certain look, if it's within my means, I'm game. I will do it. Because I don't really go anywhere, so it's not like anybody other than on the video would see me. you know, or you just want to see something, I'm trying to work through different things that I've seen people say they want to see. Now, I know someone had requested that I do like making lunches or something like that. I don't cook. My idea of making a lunch is, here's the peanut butter, here's some bread, go for it. My husband does all the cooking. Thankfully, he loves to cook. He used to work in restaurants and he's very, very awesome at it. You know, if it were possible to burn water, probably would. Believe me. So, you know, as long as it's within my means to do, I will try it. But I'm just, I don't cook. Sorry. But just let me know. Till then, goodbye, my beauties.